So last year, when I was adopting a pet with my wife, we decided to get a dog. We love dogs. And when we were going through the process, I realized that it took way too long to adopt that pet. It took us about 2 months to finalize the process.
2 months.
And yes, and then I started thinking, well, if it is complicated to adopt a pet, maybe a lot of people are just going and buying pets instead. And we don't want that. We really don't want to do that. My background is working with nonprofits for about 12 years in 3 different countries. So my specialty is to creating better processes at it. So I started understanding, interviewing different organizations, rescues, shelters, people that have adopted, and we realized that that actually is a common factor. The process is too tricky, it's too long, it's too heavy, and the organizations, they don't have time and or resources to make it faster. So we decided to build a web platform where we streamline and simplify the pet adoption as a whole, and we make it faster. Actually, it's half of the time it would take originally. So if they were to take 2 months, that like my process took, would be a month using our platform. If they were to do it in 2 weeks, would be a week if they were to use our platform, which mathematically speaking would allow them to save double of lives in their shelters and in their rescues by creating that fast turnover.
So you've found out over the years, or at least the last year, that you think that pet adoption is hindered because of the time involved?
Yes, the process, as of today, the process hasn't been updated all that much from what it was 10 years ago or 15 years ago. And we have a growing millennial population that wants to do everything online and wants to do it faster and wants to do it in a very simple way. What we realized is that the process before took a lot of manual evaluations, and they have to read every single application and make judgment calls on every single questions they had from adopters. What we do is that we make it as automated as possible in all of those judgment calls. And what it needs to be manual is just a really small fraction of that process. So it just saves the organization time, money, and resources to focus on what matters most, the animals. Well, one of the very first things that I'm really proud to share about ADOPETS is that we understood the psychology behind adoption, and we understood how can we trigger specific emotions on the adopter during the process that he's going through, so he feels or she feels that they are doing the right thing, from the colors that we use, from the design that we created for that application process. From the organization perspective, what we did is that we displayed the information in a very comfortable way that gets their attention on what really, really matters throughout the application itself. So it allows them to click a few times and decide who is getting which animal and at what time, and tracking those applications all the time. So they know that how many applications have they had. Most organizations have no idea how many people applied, how many people were denied or not. So we showed that to them and make sure that they know how to improve or not that process throughout the weeks and times.